Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me on our Patreon, thank you so very much. Your subscriptions mean the world to me. For those of you that are interested in subscribing to the channel, you can go over to patreon.com and choose a subscription level. Look up Engelgeist. And depending on the subscription level you choose, you will get the daily forecast a day early. You also get other readings that are only available over there every month. And just different things on different levels. So this is the daily forecast for the greater collective. That means it applies to everybody in some way, shape, or form. It is for your highest good. Therefore, it's a timeless reading. So it will, whenever it shows up is when you're supposed to see it, kind of thing. But it is originally created for the date of December 9th, which would be Wednesday, December 9th. For those of you that are watching on a date that's not December 9th, you don't necessarily have to turn it off. You may be able to apply this reading to your life. If it does not make any sense at all, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. It just means you might be working on something different. If it does make sense or it does apply and you can apply it to your life, any decisions you make in your life after having watched any of my videos are your responsibility. Always keep that in mind and use your highest intelligence and intuition to make those decisions. Also, please don't take anything I say over the advice or suggestions or directions of a professional in their field, like a lawyer or a doctor or a therapist. Those people should always be listened to first and foremost, and then your own intuition and intelligence in front of anything I say, if that makes sense. Alright, so let's get into this and see where we're at today. Let's see what do the cards want us to know. Okay, so we have Knight of Pentacles. So the Knights to me are always about service, usually about doing the right thing for the right reasons. There's usually a certain, I kind of feel like with Knights there's sort of like an action or I'm sorry, not an action, like a respect or like kind of doing the right things for the right reasons sort of aspect to that. Pentacles is a very slow energy. It is that earth energy. We've been seeing a lot of it. We had the Seven of Pentacles at the beginning of this week, and then we have the Hermit, which is also associated, I believe, with it's Virgo or Taurus. It's one of the two, but it's an earth energy sort of major arcana, and that's sitting underneath this. I kind of feel like this Knight of Pentacles, because it's slow moving, I feel like there might be some time where we need to take some time before making first steps, before moving forward. There is some sort of urge or desire to move forward is the feeling that I get from this card, but it's like we want to do it in a way that is sort of well-planned, methodical, taking everything into account. The Knight of Pentacles, you guys could feel like things are moving slowly on your end, like things outside of your control. So some of you could be dealing with this Knight of Pentacles energy outside of yourself, where you're like, why can't I get this to come together? And it just feels like things are maybe even conspiring against you. The Knight of Pentacles is not a harmful card, or it's just frustrating because of maybe the slowness that it takes. But if this is you, if you are the Knight of Pentacles, right, it's about making the right decision at the right time and moving forward accordingly, right? So if there are any sort of decisions on board for you right now at this time, take the time to really look at all of your options, take the time to look at all of the details. Don't worry about taking the time, right? That's kind of also that Hermit energy, right, where it's sort of go in, get all of the information, get all of the deeper answers from within yourself. And that's sort of what this Knight of Pentacles is doing. He's maybe holding us here in this place so that we don't feel as though we can like naturally just charge forward. We're being asked, I kind of get this feeling like we're being asked to look at something this week that we don't necessarily either want to sit with or see. And again, remember that underpinning clarity, or the underpinning stone this week is clarity. So there's something within ourselves with all of this Hermit energy, and then we had the Queen of Wands yesterday, but she looked rather upset, and I kind of got a feeling like she was being held back in some way, shape, or form. This Knight of Pentacles is that energy that might be holding us back. And like I said, it could be internal or external, but regardless, it's forcing us to maybe look at something or sit with something that we're not necessarily wanting to at this time, but if we do, I feel like it will lead us to a space of productivity, potential success, but there's like certain steps that need to be taken in the certain order. That's kind of the Knight of Pentacles, right? Is he has to move at a pace that's appropriate for him. He doesn't leave sort of any stone unturned. So if some of you guys are obsessed over the details right now and looking at every aspect of a situation, that would also be this Knight of Pentacles. But I think that it's a good space to be in. It's the most probably grounded of all of the Knights. It's the most thorough of all of the Knights. There's this aspect too of like, you know, servitude here, of kind of doing things for the highest good. If we find ourselves doing things for others right now, I wouldn't be surprised about that. But we want to make sure that we're doing it for the right reasons, and the Knight of Pentacles will certainly show us that, right, in due time. Let's see what the Song of My Heart says. This is, I practice self-acceptance. I love that we have all this watery energy right over her midsection, right? And we have this rock sort of parting. There's a vulnerability to this picture. It says here, the sparkling black iron sands of Pia Beach teach me that differences are my beauty. So when I look at this, I practice self-acceptance. Like I said, I feel like this Knight is forcing us with the Hermit energy that's underneath this to kind of look at something maybe we don't necessarily want to sit with or see. It might be holding us in place just for a minute while we sort of practice this self-acceptance. Again, we're seeking this sort of clarity that we see in that grounding stone. What is it that emotionally maybe we don't want to feel, that we don't want to look at, that we don't want to process, or that we want to be sort of away from or free of by the end of this year? I feel like there's an opportunity here. The Knights are always strong cards, right? They're these you know, defenders or protectors. So we are safe where we're at. Also the green color, I mean, that indicates the earth aspect of Pentacles, but it also indicates, to me, a space of healing for us. There could be a healing that's taking place, a cooling and a calming. That's also the water and the emotions that we see in this I practice self-acceptance card. Something that we need to sit with, look at, dwell in. I don't get the impression that we need to fix it per se, right? I don't know that there's necessarily an answer or something that like frees us and like just allows us to trot forward. There's something here that there's a, like, I want to say like again, maybe it's that clarity that we see in the grounding stone, or it's this emotional freedom that we're going to gain from this, but there's also a healing that takes place if we're patient. If we bring about the patience of the Knight of Pentacles, the strength, the servitude, right, all of that sort of stuff that the Knight represents, we're going to be fine, and everything will work out, but we just need to sit still is kind of the feeling that I get. Alright, so let's look at the grounding stone for today. Oh, and we've got Give, the smallest stone in the bag, set on carnelian, I believe, and it is associated with the first chakra, so grounding in that idea of where can we give. And yesterday we had generosity, so again, it's about giving ourselves this time, this space, this self-acceptance to seek out and find this clarity within ourselves. Whatever situations we're dealing with that might feel outside of our control, not moving at the pace we want them to, whatever it is, we need to sort of go inward. We need to like sort of put the concentration and the focus on ourselves. How can we better adapt to said situation if it's not moving in the time frame, or that we're not getting the results that we want? If some of you are dealing with that, might be the frustration that I saw in the Queen of Wands yesterday. If you guys are facing things like this where people are behaving in ways that we don't want or that we don't desire, where is it that we can find sort of an opportunity to give ourselves the space to reassociate ourselves with these people or their behaviors, right? There's this this aspect to me with that Hermit card underneath all of this is the focus is on us and how we interact with the world. There's some sort of clarity that we can glean this week that will give us the opportunity to sort of maybe, I want to say, like sort of evolve out of these patterns, right? And maybe we want to leave these patterns behind, let them go, or create new ways of interacting. This is sort of what we give ourselves. This is where we get to be generous with ourselves. This is where we get to be kind and practice self-acceptance. Yesterday was, I focus on my growth, right? Again, the focus is on ourselves. So this Knight of Pentacles is slowing us down in the midweek to go, okay, stop looking at everybody else. What can we give ourselves? Where can we self-accept? Where can we find better, deeper clarity and find those spiritual answers within ourselves? And that's really the key to this week's set of forecasts. It's a feeling. It feels a little bit somber to me and a little bit introspective, but I think that it's ultimately going to be for definitely our highest good, definitely self-awareness, and definitely a sense of security in the end. All right, that is your forecast for the day, guys. I hope it makes sense. I will be back tomorrow to further build upon this energy, and we will look at how the cards play out. Leave a question, a comment. If you enjoyed the readings, anytime you enjoy any of the readings, please hit the thumbs up symbol. The more thumbs up that I have per views, the better it looks that people are enjoying my readings. And then YouTube will send them out to more people. And I would appreciate that. So, and feel free to subscribe if you feel so inclined. So that is your forecast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Have a great day, and take care. Bye-bye.